crack my head on the hanging basket. Hello and welcome back to MJ and Detailing Diaries, where today we're going to take a look at the Duel Nitty Gritty. Let's get straight into this one. So here I've got mixed up Duel Nitty Gritty at a 1:25 ratio in this bottle and a 1:10 in this one. And I'm going to give them a try out on the Passat today because it's bloody filthy. So here's the offender, and I'm hoping I can get this in. There you can see these panels are absolutely caked in this grime from the quarry up the road, and a bit of road salt as well. Okay, it's pretty mucky that side. I'll flick you around the other side quickly. There's the rear end. Okay, I've got something to go at here. Let's have a look around here. Yeah, again, absolutely riddled. Okay. So we're set up, ready to go. I've got the 1:10 mix in my hand. Okay, and I'm going to hit this panel 50-50 and then do a swab test afterwards to see how well Nitty Gritty performs at 1:10. So I'll blast this on and leave it to Duel. I'll cut it off about there. Should be a good enough area to do your swab test afterwards. Let's see how well it's got on. Okay, there's a fair amount of product on there now. I've gone through about 100 ml. We'll come back to that once it's had a Duel and a pressure wash off, and we'll have a look and see what's happened. So as a reminder, that's the 1:10 mix. I'll leave it there to dry while I go and grab the swabs, and I'll be with you in a sec. So I've come back with the swabs after rinsing it off, and I should mention actually at this point in time, when the car was washed 3 weeks ago, it had a layer of the dual oxide hybrid detailer on there, so it's got some protection on. So let's have a look. Okay, I'll go mid panel where Nitty Gritty was. Swipe. And one. It wasn't. Swipe. Okay, at 1:10. I'm going to keep hold of these because with the sunlight I don't think you're going to see them that well. That's without and that's with. There is a remarkable difference. I'll flip them over and we'll do lower on the panel as well. Okay, so this is the without Nitty Gritty. That's a good swipe down there, and this is with. Okay, definite difference. Okay, some two swabs. Definite difference there. I'll leave those to dry out as well. I'll come back to those in a little bit. So to add something different to the product test, I've been onto eBay and got myself some door window rubber for cars, automotive door window seal rubber. And I've got in this pot just here some neat Nitty Gritty solution, which I'm going to knock up. It will come out at 10:1 and I fill it up to 100 ml. So I'm going to fill that up, and into that I'm going to drop that piece of rubber. So there it is, Nitty Gritty mixed up at 10:1. Here's our bit of rubber trim, and it goes. And just to confirm, there we go, there's my watch, 26,608, and the product is in there. Okay, so we'll leave that and we'll come back and check on it regularly. So we're back at it this time with the 1:25 mix. Did exactly the same process as last time. Give you. Let's get a split line on that door. Right there, there's a split line. Just wash a load of this on there now. one could argue we've probably got plenty on there now. Again, just to show you, we use about 100 ml of the solution. So there's all reflection from where you are. Let's grab some pads to the old swipe. I'll do the same as I did last time, so we'll go 1 to the centre of the panel. And I'll swip it over, and on the bottom, just there. Lovely. I'm going to do the same here, and then swip it over. Go down the bottom as well. Okay. Now, flicking them back to the without effort. Oh, sorry, the higher up. So you've got higher up, with and without. I'm going to help with the camera picking those up, but again, I'll leave them to dry. This is quite telling. There we go. So it's the 125 with Nitty Gritty and without. There's clearly something happening there, but when they're dry, we'll really be able to see those. So it's check-in time on our friend the rubber in the Nitty Gritty. 28 minutes past 10. There we go. As yet. Nitty Gritty at 110's had absolutely no effect. After about 4 hours. I'll whack it back in there overnight, we'll come back tomorrow. So I think with this area we could definitely say it's a decent enough build up. So I'm going to hit this again, try and do a sort of semi 50-50. This is the 110. I'm going to sort of draw a line down there so we know roughly where we're at. It's on the crease of the panel. We'll douse this up good and proper. So there's plenty of Nitty Gritty on there we can leave to get to work. I'm going to hit the other side in a minute with the 125. We'll do the same area, at least then we get some sort of comparison between the two. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll do exactly the same as we did earlier. We'll take a small reading from up there, but we'll take one lower down, flip it over and go lower down, and go just there. Okay. And then we're going to do the same just here, there, and flip it over, okay, just there. Okay, so again, I wonder how well the that's going to pick it up. So we have the high level panel just there, just there, and we have the low level, and this is quite interesting because it was grubby at the back, and at 110 it's had a massive impact. I like that. Let's go the other side and do the 125. So it's 1:45 on Tuesday the 27th. Let's have a look at this rubber. It's been sat in there now for nearly 24 hours. Okay. The solution, it's got no blackening in it whatsoever. If you look at the rubber, it's not showing any visible signs of damage. I'm going to leave it in there till about 6 o'clock tonight. I'll take it out and let it dry naturally, and we can see if there's any damage to it. So we're back for the final panel test on this 125 solution mixed up. There we go, and we'll do the same sort of thing. We'll split a line on that crease. Okay. and then I'm going to work just off of that. And I am being careful not to overspray it everywhere. Get it all into that. There. Okay, now what I've just realised is obviously because I'm splitting the panel, I'm putting moisture on top of the dirt already and then letting the nitty gritty get to work as well. So I'm going to do a bit of a fairness test. I'm going to go around the back and I'm going to jet wash off the back panel, let the sun dry it out, wet it again, and then do you a 110 on the rear end because that's bloody filthy as well. I'm just giving this a bit of a chance to dwell like I did with the last one. Give it a couple of minutes. So that's at the fair end as well. Just grab those makeup pads. Just crack my head on the hanging basket. There's the offender. And let's do a bit of a swab test on this. So in the same way as I've been doing it before, grab one for the applied side and go a bit higher up. Good swipe. Okay. And some interesting sides on that. Do one with the without. Okay, that's our chance. Then we're going to flip them over. Go lower end here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same just here. Again, I'll try and show you on here. So this is the width. I think the sun's working against me with these white pads. I'll bring these into the garage. And that's the without. Okay. Again, if you can see that, there's a notable difference. Flip them over. And that's very telling as well. On to the next one. Time for the last check-in then. 6:44 on the 27th. So just over 24 hours. I'll look it out. Look at it. Okay. First glance, first view, shows really and truly no damage to this rubber whatsoever. I'll come back to it when it's dry and I'll show you it against a piece of rubber that's brand new cut from the sleeve. So it's had a good solid rinse over with the pressure washer now. See if I can take it in to show you. There's still a good amount of road film left on there despite being rinsed down. We got rid of, it got rid of some of it. Don't get me wrong. But it's worthwhile. Now we'll hit that with 110. So we've got some befores. I'm going to do a 50-50 on the boot lid. I'm going to wet it first. The 110. Okay. I'm going to wet it first, just because of that. Say that sun's really out here now. Okay. Just a little bit wet down. There we go. This, it's that high. There is a decent amount of product on there. I'll probably put 50ml on that section. So yeah, it really is quite warm out here now. Okay, if it was grubby up here on the top, give it a swipe. That's one. flip it over like I was doing earlier. We'll take one from the side of the number plate. That's a good place. Okay, so there we go. Into the corner. And do the same over the other side. Okay, so we've gone out here. Okay, decent swipe. And again, flip it over, go down by the number plate. It's going to be hard again to see this, I think. But those are two sides. Flip it over, go on the number plate. Okay. And, come on, focus. It's just not wanting to focus on it, is it? But yeah, there we go. Oh no. Well, I can see, even though it's not going to focus for me, I can see that there's a bit of a difference between the, ah, there we go, we got it. There's a difference between the two. So we're about 5 days on. Here's the bit of rubber that was soaked in nitty. And I'm going to cut a piece off of this roll here, so we can compare them. Okay, so there's the two bits. Right, nitty on the right, new bit cut on the left. Okay. Other than a bit of dust on them, Nitty Gritty has had no impact on that rubber after the soaking time that we gave it. So it's safe on your rubbers as well. So that's it then, Nitty Gritty. At 125, you can see it performed pretty well, or as good as any other sort of pre-wash cleaner that I've tried in the past. At 125, it's run of the mill, it'll do a job. But when you turn it up to 110, you can see that it really starts to have an impact, and it's a cracking product when diluted down at 110. You can see from the swab tests in the video that it was really excellent, and I even shocked myself as to how good it was when I put it to test on the day. So yeah, all in all, Nitty Gritty 110 is a absolute belter. What I'd say to you is take a look at the pricing. 500ml is $8.95, 1 litre is $15.50, and 5 litres is $29.95. Now, when you take into account that I'm recommending using it at 110 from my testing, that will cost you £1.62 a finished litre if you buy 500ml. It will cost you £1.41 a finished litre if you buy a litre, and it will cost you 55 pence, just 55 pence a finished litre if you buy 5 litres of it. Now, bear in mind that your first order with Duel, you'll get 20% off. So that's going to knock that 5 litre price down, and of course your finished litre price down as well, making it extremely cost effective. Now, I'll come back to the fact that Nitty Gritty has performed absolutely superbly when put to the test, and it's one that I'm going to be keeping in my bag because the results of it have done enough to convince me that it should stay there. That's about all I can tell you on Nitty Gritty. The photos and the video have done the talking, really. So I'll leave you with that thought. If you like what you're seeing here with me, don't forget to give us a subscribe, and I'll see you here for another video next time. Thanks for watching.